That's the one I show people when they ask me to see what it looked like before. It's changed a lot, hasn't it, my head? I used to work in musicals in London and around the world, and as part of my job I used to often have to wear wigs. That often highlighted to me how unhappy I was about my hair, because they'd clip the wig on and I'd be looking at this perfect hairline. It was like at the end of a game show where they say, this is what you could have won. Losing my hair to the level I did, I think had a really big impact on my confidence. I'd see photos of me with my children, which would be a really lovely photo, and instead of looking at a lovely photo of me and my children, my brain would go, oh God, look at my hair. And I hated that. I went to see a few different clinics. I came to see the Harley Street Hair Clinic, and immediately I knew this is where I wanted to do it for lots of reasons. I don't like the idea of going to a different country and having a procedure where you're going to be having anaesthetic, being there on my own, away from my family, away from my friends. I wanted to be in London. I wanted to be able to pop back in and see them and check on it. After having a consultation with Will, who is absolutely fantastic, then Dr. Nez came in, got his pen out, gave me a rough idea of what they'd be able to do. And I actually found it very fascinating. And he was talking to me about how hair follicles, some have one hair, some have 3 hairs, and they layer them to make it look natural, so that as your hairline comes towards the front of your head, naturally your hair is thinner at the front, so they try and put the single hairs at the front so that it has a more natural feel. None of these things were spoken about in any of the other clinics that I went to. And then on top of that, when you see the level of clientele who are visiting the Harley Street Hair Clinic, A-list Hollywood film stars, people who work in television, people who their image is their business, and they are entrusting the Harley Street Hair Clinic with their asset, which is the way that they look. It kind of was a no-brainer in the end. One of the things I was anxious of when I did my research on hair transplants was a lot of people talked about the anaesthetic. I don't know if it's because of the anaesthetic they use here. I don't know if it's because of the skill of the surgeons, but I felt absolutely nothing was not a big deal at all. I think I'd worked myself up ready. I was sort of clenching my fists ready for this unbearable burning for nothing. And I'm not someone who has a high pain threshold. I do feel like I've got control back of my hairline, and I'm only at 11 months. My full result is still coming through. There are still hairs that will come through between now and the next 6 months, so it will continue to develop. The best part of having a hair transplant is, without a shadow of a doubt, it's the confidence that it gives you. And I've had a few people mention to me they've seen a difference in the way that I hold myself when I'm walking around at work or with friends. If you're sat at home right now watching this video like I was when I watched other videos from the Harley Street Hair Clinic of people's journeys and their results, and you have that thing in your head of, I think I want to have a hair transplant, it's something I'm considering, it's something I'm thinking about, I honestly could not recommend higher emailing the Harley Street Hair Clinic, book a consultation, come in and see them, talk to them about what you're unhappy about and what you'd like to change. The only thing that you can do is take control of it. And the moment that you do, you immediately feel a spark. You'll feel a bit anxious because it's a big step. And it feels like a big step, but it is not when you actually go through it. And the second that you come in and you meet Will and the rest of the team, and they greet you with a smile, you go in and sit down in the office and you chat to them and they have a look at your hairline, they'll immediately fill you with excitement when they tell you what they can do and how they can change your life. This time next year, you could be sat with an amazing head of hair, which every single day will make you feel confident. Every single day it will make you feel happy. And every single day you will look back and think, I'm so glad I made that decision.